Hello YouTube, my name's Marie, and today we're going to talk about all of the shows that I watched in June. So first off, I went to Mexico for the first week of June, so I didn't watch too much while in Mexico, but traveling to and from, I did watch quite a bit on the plane. And the first thing that I finished up, because it was the only thing that I still had downloaded on my phone, is The Winter and the Wind Blows. Now, I have talked about this show a little bit in the past, probably my last two wrap-ups I mentioned it, and then also in my This That video, and I don't want anyone to get confused. I call this show trash because I think that it's very overly dramatic, it's a melodrama. To me, there's just some trash elements. But don't get me wrong, I actually really enjoyed this show for what it was. So the second thing that I watched on the plane, and this was on the plane from Puerto Vallarta back to Vancouver, and that was My Runway. It's on Netflix right now, and it is definitely a mini-series. I believe there's only 6 or 8 episodes of half an hour each, and it is about a high school girl with the dreams of becoming a runway model, and she ends up body swapping with a top male model, and they have very, very different personalities and vastly different lives. I wouldn't recommend you go out and find it, but for me, again, it was an enjoyable time while sitting on a plane. Next, I finished up Her Private Life. I have a first impression for Her Private Life. I'll leave it linked below, and overall, I really enjoyed Her Private Life. I think it has many wonderful qualities. I loved the characters. I loved the interactions between the characters. The romance is incredibly mature, and I love how they support each other. Like, the romance is wonderful. But what really turned me off near the end is when the show started to focus primarily on the male lead's past and how that connects in an interesting and dramatic way with the female lead, and I just thought the show, or at least the writers of the show, really lost sight of what the show was about. And for me, the show should have focused more on like the fandom side of things, because at the show's end you could cut out the fact that she is like a super fan and the story wouldn't be all that different. And I was quite disappointed in that, because if you watch my first impression, one of the things that I was very excited to watch was the portrayal of fandom culture and a commentary on fandom culture. Next, I watched 4 episodes of Arthdal Chronicles. I have a first impression for the first 3 episodes linked below. I watched this as soon as I got home from Mexico, because Arthdal Chronicles has been on my list of anticipated watches since I saw that it was a thing. The show has a few structural problems, specifically with the production side of things, but the story and the characters I'm really enjoying. And I will definitely go back to Arthdal Chronicles at some point, but I fell off the bandwagon with it because I started to watch Angel's Last Mission Love, or something like that. Like, yeah, I think it's Angel's Last Mission Love. And currently I am completely up to date with Angel's Last Mission. I plan to do a full review of it, so I won't talk too much, but I watched it for 2 primary reasons, and that's what I'm going to talk about right now. The first, for the actress of our female lead, and secondly, because it was about dancing. It is about a ballerina who has gone blind due to a stage accident, and an angel whose mission is to find her love. It's got a little bit of those trash elements similar to That Winter the Wind Blows. Actually, the female characters, the leads, are extremely similar within both shows. When I started to watch Angel's Last Mission, I was like, wow, this is super reminiscent of That Winter the Wind Blows, and it was kind of an easy thing to watch That Winter the Wind Blows and then like slip into this modern story with similar elements, so I did like that. Female lead, wonderful. I don't think I've ever seen her in such an angry, aggressive role before, and she does it beautifully. I think this actress could probably play any role that she wanted. And then lastly, I'll talk about the dancing. And for the vast majority of the dancing in this show, perfect. I couldn't ask for anything more. I can tell that they're using a body double, but she, like the actress that I can't remember her name right now, she obviously has some dance training. Her movements are passable for a prima ballerina, and then any more intensive moves, they just have a body double filmed from the back, but it's done so seamlessly that like you can't even really tell unless you're looking for it. So dancing is wonderful. There was one point that I was a little disappointed with, and that's when the female lead goes into her dance studio. She looks at all of these costumes, and they're all hung the wrong way. Two, like, primary types of tutus. There's, like, the romantic type of tutu that it lays more flat, and then there's the classical, which is what most people think of when they think of ballet. You know, it's an erect tabletop tutu. And those classical tutus are supposed to be hung upside down by like the bottom of the bodysuit so that gravity will work the tutu downwards, so then when you actually wear it, it's still got the oomph to it. And they're all hung the wrong way. So that was a little bit disappointing, but again, I can move past it. Who knows? Maybe those tutus no longer fit her and they're just on display. We'll go with that. Oh, okay, I thought I wasn't going to talk much about Angel's Last Mission, but I have to mention the soundtrack. It is a character unto itself within this show. Beautiful, stunning music. Moving on, next I put on Search WWW. Love, love, love this show. If it continues the way it is at episode, I think I'm on episode 8 now, being a wonderful script, wonderful female characters, great production values, just wonderful everything. This is going to be a 5-star show. You know that a 5-star show is super rare for me to hand out. I have the strong urge to just go back to episode 1 and rewatch it all because it's so freaking fantastic and I love it. And oh, I am having withdrawals. Nothing is good enough. So because of that, I wanted to throw on something really easy and light and something I've already seen before so I don't have to pay too much attention to the plot. And so I threw on Strong Girl. Currently I'm on episode 6 of Strong Girl. This is a rewatch for me. It's a lot of fun, but I forgot how freaking cute and sassy these leads are, and I'm really enjoying it. So I may just continue to watch Strong Girl all the way through. I might just finish the season, and by that point I hope both more episodes of Angel's Last Mission and Search WW are out so that I can watch a little bit more of those. So if you guys want a review of Strong Girl, probably a spoiler review because this is the second time that I'm watching it, leave it